What is guys, Tyler once again, and I'm coming at you guys with another content of Cookie Run Kingdom. In this video, I want to talk about guild boss battle and the team that I use for my daily battles and to maximize your damage using this certain team. Anyways guys, if you guys find this video helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as the like button, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you guys don't miss out on any future Cookie Run Kingdom videos as well as live streams that I do on YouTube. Anyways guys, with all that out of the way, let's get right into the video. Alright guys, so here we go. This is going to be my guild boss battle team. I have been working on it for a while now. I am not the best, just so you guys know. I am currently trying my best to contribute as much as I can to my guild. We are top 2% right now, trying to reach that top 1%, but sadly we're still kind of stuck there. We're very close, but yeah, I mean, I've been doing about 5 million to 6 million damage to higher level dragons. I believe we consider high level dragons around level 26 and above, because like the dragon just kind of murders your entire team. That's the reason why we call it the higher level dragon. From the lower level, you can kind of sustain using somebody like Pure Vanilla, Cotton, Parfait, and anyone like that, and then you can actually solo the dragon with a pretty good comp. But this one is actually going to be mainly for high level dragon, because not only do I not have the access to the guild boss battle because it is going to be on a tally right now, but it is going to help a lot of people out, especially those who don't have really maxed out cookies, to kind of see this kind of build and then try to aim for it, because this is actually going to be a very standard build that is being used by a lot of people. I do know that there is a comp right now that is being used without licorice, and in place of licorice they do use cotton, but for me this is what I've been using for a very long time, and this is kind of like a very standard go-to team for me. So I wanted to share this team with you guys right now. So let me go and first do a run and then show you guys my damage, and then let me break down the toppings, and then let me get to the step-by-step direction of how I will be doing my guild boss battle every single day. So here you go guys, the level right now that our guild ended on is going to be 58, so I am going to be attacking a level 58 dragon. Alright, here you go guys. So first things first, I'm going to be using licorice, and also just the steps are pretty easy. I just highly suggest you guys, if you guys are watching this video, any of other videos that are out there, make sure to practice them and then try to master it pretty much while you are using this build. So yeah, that's what I would just say. It is very important for you to try and master what is being shown or what other people are using. So yeah. Alright, well there you go. That's going to be our run. It's pretty simple, right? And I was able to do 6 million damage right there. 6.5 million. I believe there was maybe a crit, I'm not sure, but yeah, so 6 million damage. So this is actually a pretty high damage for me. I don't usually do 6 million. I do around average to 5 million all the way to 6 million. So this is actually pretty on the higher end. All right, but let me go and show you guys the toppings of each cookies, and then show you guys exactly step by step how I will be attacking the dragon every single day. Alright guys, so here we go. This middle screen makes it so much easier for me. But here we go. My dark chocolate is going to be using 3 solid almond, 2 swift chocolate. It really doesn't matter what you use on dark choco. If you do want to maximize the damage, they do recommend, and I also do recommend using 5 stinging raspberry. But I'm just using whatever I have pretty much left over right now for dark choco. Dark choco, I believe, is only really used to tank in the front, as well as cause that 20% defense reduction to the dragon. So that is the reason why you want to use dark choco. And the one other reason why using dark choco is good is because you want to be knocking back the 2 big minions right to the center, so that they don't attack your sorbet or your vampire later on, or your poison mushroom. So that's the reason why you're using dark choco, but I'll explain that later in the video. But the thing you want to focus on right now is going to be damage resist. You just want to have a little bit of damage resist. It doesn't even have to be ton, because if you guys remember, the dragon is going to kill your entire team, but you just want to have your dark choco survive several hits before he dies in order to cast a spell, and then of course cause that 20% defense reduction. So that's gonna be the topping for dark choco. You could go with 5 solid almond, 5 stinging raspberry. It doesn't matter. Just have about, I don't know, I say 15%, 20% is gonna be a good place for you to have damage resist. I've tried out with like 20% and I still live, so that is the reason why I'm using a build like this. I still do 6 million damage, so it's working out. So the next one is going to be sorbet. If you guys remember this build has been presented last video for one of the arena teams, and I am going to be using 5 searing raspberry, and I'm gonna have about 8% cooldown. I tried it with 7 second as well. It works out, but having a little bit extra cooldown from 7 to 9 second, I believe, depending on whether you play auto or manual. But for me, 8% cooldown is a good place to be. If you cannot have 5 searing raspberry and you need to pull a cooldown or a swift chocolate, it is possible, but you are going to be sacrificing a little bit of your damage. Just keep that in mind when you guys are doing your guild boss battle. Even though it's a little percentage, is going to make a difference when it comes to killing the dragon. I do have a little bit of damage resist. Of course, this is for arena, but for sorbet as well as vampire, the one thing you don't really need is going to be the damage resist. So if I was able to sacrifice my damage resist and increase my crit percentage, then I'll be doing that, because the damage reflection that the dragon does not affect sorbet as well as vampire, because they are immune to damage when they are using their skill. So the 3 substats that I'll be focusing on, number 1 is going to be cooldown. Having about 7, I would say high 7% to 9% is going to be a good place to be. And then of course attack as well as crit percentage. Next one is going to be poison mushroom. When I first got help by a couple of the guild members as well as some friends that I have on Discord, I was told to have about 5% to 6% cooldown, a little bit of damage resist, and I do have crit percentage, but most of the times my poison mushroom does pretty well within the guild boss battle with this kind of stat. So I did focus on having crit as well as attack for my poison mushroom, focusing on that 5 to 6% cooldown. Next one is going to be Licorice. So Licorice's main role inside of the guild boss battle is going to be summoning his minions in order to block the damage that the dragon does, as well as some of the minion damages that can be done to your cookies. So Licorice is going to be very, very important to have 5 swift chocolate. I do have about 25% cooldown, and that really does help me to cast my spell whenever it is ready, right before the dragon attacks my cookies. So that's a good place to be. People do say focus on damage resist, but I've been working with 4.7% for a very, very long time, ever since I actually made my guild, and it's been helping me out. It's been working out. So I say it is good to have damage resist, but if you don't have it, just really just focus on that cooldown to have about 25% in order for Licorice to be on time when the dragon is about to attack. Moving on to the next one is going to be Vampire. Now Vampire is going to be very important here as well, doing the most damage alongside Sorbet. So Vampire is going to be focusing on attack, crit, and you don't really need to have cooldown on Vampire. So the only 2 subsets that I'll be focusing on Vampire is going to be attack and crit percentage. The higher the crit percentage, the more damage that Vampire can do. So focusing on crit is going to be very, very good as well. Anyways guys, that's going to be it for the cookie toppings. Moving on to the next one right here is going to be the scroll, slingshot, as well as jelly wash. So those are going to be the 3 treasures that you want to have. And now I'm going to be going into battle once again with the level 58 dragon and show you guys exactly step by step how I would be versing the dragon daily. Alright, so let's get into it. Alright guys, so first thing is first. So what you want to do is you can have it on auto, okay? So that is fine if you are using about the same topping setting as me. But first thing you want to do is when this Licorice cooldown is gone, is to use Licorice's skill right away. You're going to see about the dragon's shadow flying over, and that's about the time Licorice's skill is going to be done on the cooldown. And then by that time Licorice comes over here, the cooldown is actually going to start resetting. And while the cooldown is resetting, you need to press Licorice right here. Okay, you need the hour watch to come out. Okay, you need the stopwatch right here to come out, because when you're on auto, if you don't have this on, Vampire skill is actually going to be proc when you enter the battle. Right, and then the next thing that you want to watch out for here is when you start the battle, this line right here, right, this line, this circle, right, or this area right here is where you want to be using Dark Choco, and then the second line right here is where you want to be using Poison Mushroom. Right, so here you go. Right here, cast. Okay, so now you have Licorice about to use skill. Alright, so this is going to be the most important part. So the first attack is very, very important. What you want to focus is going to be looking at the slingshot. So this is how I've been practicing it every single time. So when the slingshot is aiming at about 6 o'clock, Alright, that's when you want to be using Vampire skill. And then between 8 to 9 o'clock, right? 8 to 9 o'clock is when you want to be using Strawberry skill. Alright, so here you go. And then I have it at auto, so by the time they are done with their attack animation and about to hit the dragon, the slingshot should proc and allow my cookies to deal more damage because of the defense reduction caused by the slingshot. So here we go. Alright, and then that should proc, and then Licorice should proc his skill. Right, and then because the minions are out in the front, when he uses his bite, now none of my cookies should take damage, or they shouldn't really die right here, okay? Next one is going to be when I use Dark Choco. I use Dark Choco when the dragon is about to bring his head down, and that's going to allow his wave to actually push these two minions towards the middle, right? And that's actually going to allow my cookies to not take damage from these two, and my Sorbet, Poison Mushroom, Licorice, and Vampire should survive because my Dark Choco is going to be tanking. And by now, I'm just going to be putting it on auto, and then everyone should be using their skill in order, and I should be able to maximize the damage that I take with the slingshot as well. Of course, my cookies are going to die, like I said, because it is a higher level dragon. But there you go, guys. That's going to be where I am. So right there, about 6 million damage is where I am going to be. Right? So right there, my Sorbet, Poison Mushroom, as well as Vampire. I don't think anybody crit, alright? So usually when it crits, it's about where I get like 6 million damage. But there you go, that's going to be the damage. And then Licorice doing a little bit because he is a magic cookie. And then Dark Choco dealing a little bit of damage as well, having a bit of Searing Raspberry attached to his toppings. Alright, so that's gonna be the video. If you guys do need to rewatch it, make sure to rewatch it and then exactly see and memorize when to use each of these skills. So I'm gonna be doing the attack one more time and kind of quickly explain it while I am actually doing the attack so that you guys can see and rewatch when you guys need it. Alright, here we go. Right, so of course Licorice is going to be first, right away, skill, and then I do want to press it again so that it does proc it whenever it is ready. And then the first line is Dark Choco, second line Poison Mushroom. Okay, and then when it's 6 o'clock and in between 8 to 9 is going to be when I use it. I'm going to turn off auto and then allow my Dark Choco to attack when the dragon's head is about to come down. Alright, and then I'm going to put it back in auto, and all of my cookies should be able to use their skills and then take advantage of the slingshot whenever it is ready. Alright, so there you go, and then Poison Mushroom will do a ticking damage, and boom, 6.5 million because of the crit from Vampire. And I actually crit from Licorice too, and Vampire was able to do about 500,000 more. So there you go, guys. That's gonna be it for this video. Exactly how I do my guild boss battle every single day, and how I take advantage of my cookies that I have built right here. Of course, if you do not have these cookies, then you are not going to be able to take advantage of this. But the skill order and kind of how you take advantage of the slingshot with Vampire and Sorbet is still going to be the same. Right, but the main key that you want to have for guild boss battle is going to be very high single hitting damage as well as Dark Choco. You can change out some of the cookies for different single hitting damage, like Black Raisin for Poison Mushroom or even Rye, but I do say that this team has been working out the best for me, and of course it's going to be used with a lot of the higher ranking players. But first, use the team that you have that you can deal the most damage with, of course taking advantage of the slingshot's defense reduction, and then of course trying to build this team later on for the late game in order to help your guild reach a higher rank in the leaderboard. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys did find it helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as the like button if you haven't done so already, and also don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you guys don't miss out on any future Cookie and Kingdom videos as well as live streams that I do on YouTube. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching once again, and I'll see you guys all next time.